Two friends hyped up on caffeine and sugar. It's Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth.
Hey, welcome back to Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth.
Woo!
I'm your girl, Jennifer.
And I am your girl, Merideth. I love getting a little exercise like that in the morning, don't you? Those 10 steps? Nobody?
No.
Okay. Nobody. All right, good morning.
Nobody.
These are by far my two favorite guests to have head to head to each other because
I'm a guest now?
No, I meant when y'all are together.
Now it's Grit and Grace with Merideth and Merideth.
Watch it. What I meant is, you know what I'm talking about. I've got the lovely Mark with Copperhead Brewery here. Good morning, Mark. Join us.
Good morning, ladies. The lovely Mark.
The lovely.
That's what I strive for, yeah.
This is like the most, they're my favorite together because these two get so serious, but that was actually the most sweet and animated sometimes that Mark is. And I know, I was like, you're stone cold over there. I was calling him Mr. Poker Face. He's like, it's early. And I was like, it is early. But thank you, Mark, for joining us. I know these are not, well, I mean, these are your typical hours because you're always working, but not in the sense of, you're not at the, operations aren't open right now. Because I was going to say, you're not even at the office. You really do sometimes start this early in the morning at the brewery, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as I leave here, I got to go fire everything up and get everything hot. We're brewing today, so.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, listeners, if you haven't heard of Copperhead Brewery, they're located right near downtown, Conroe, excuse me, and they have everything. I'm always impressed with Mark and his whole, footprint, I call it, just because it's more than just a brewery. It's operations, everything, distribution, and design. I mean, the canning, everything goes on here, and it's the greatest brewery, at least that I know of, that is like all encompassing right here. So I would love to hear about some of these new brews because that's one of the great things too, is having such like an intimate, you feel like you're like part of the family. You go in, it's a great intimate bar, but it's got so much in the back. Like I look on the list and some of them are always sold out because people get there before we do, darn it. But what are some of the hot ones right now with the season? Because, I'm learning about the beverages. And so each season changes, right?
It is. Right now, stouts, big heavy beers, people like those in the colder weather.
Okay.
So that's what we're brewing today. Tomorrow we're having the ugly Christmas sweater
That's right.
party. There we'll have a big stout on tap for that, but it's spiced with cinnamon and vanilla.
Whoa, that sounds great. Now, so yes, that's what Mark's here to not only talk about everything going on, but in particular, their ugly sweater event going on there at the brewery tomorrow. It starts what time, Mark?
4:00.
4:00. Okay, so again, 'tis the season, guys, and it's the best time to actually get out and wear your ugly sweater. And it's the perfect time because we all know we get one for like the office, but you need to be able to maximize the wear. And why not do it in like a festive event? Because I love that y'all are doing this. So each year, has this become a tradition for y'all?
Yeah, this will be our third year. This year is a little different. We've always had food and whatever. This year is kind of potluck. Everybody's bringing something. So it's more like family. It's a family get together. A lot of our locals or whatever have become friends. So that's just a good get together.
See, and I love that too because I could tell you have a lot of regulars, and I know when we went in there, it just felt so comfortable, and everybody was so nice. It was just it did feel like family. Like, and I love your setting too because it does. You have the games out, you have everybody just talking, and then you've got the back, and that's what we had because we did our Facebook Live from there. Remember, Jen?
Yes.
And we had a good time because what were some of the games back there? Remember? I think I fell on one.
It was Jenga.
Yeah.
You knocked it over.
I knocked Jenga.
Everybody thought you were drunk on our Facebook Live video.
Exactly. And that's not the case. I just happen to have balance issues and I'm silly. So put those together.
Yes.
With the Jenga. Watch out. Like that's going to happen, right? So, but you've got the backyard too, which is so great. So you really have, it just seems like a place that you could feel comfortable, but it's got so much space because then you're like, yeah, but what's back here, right? And that's when you showed me, that's where you do all the brewing right there.
Yeah.
And the bottling and
bottling, canning, brewing, kegging.
A little bit of everything.
But everything.
I know. I love it. And then when I find out, because yes, we can go there to the brewery to enjoy all of the everything on tap, right? I don't know what to call them. Like all the hops on tap or whatever the term is. I know. I'm learning.
Beer.
Thank
ales,
you.
hops.
I love being schooled
While,
by.
while hops are a part of it. We
Thank
don't
you for
really-
schooling me. He's another
We
grit.
don't really call it hops. I mean, they're in the beer, but
See, I'm learning. I drink it. I don't know about it. That's what I come to you for, Mark, to
Okay.
educate. But you can find it elsewhere, right? So where else could we find some of the beer for Copperhead Brewery?
Besides the brewery, we're at all the HEBs, Specs, Whole Foods, Total Wine. We're just getting on at Target, which I didn't even know Target sold beer.
That is so
I
cool.
don't go shopping much, so I don't know. And then Randall's, which is not up here but down in Houston, there. Randall's, and then we're a little bit over in Austin.
See, that's fantastic. Such a great reach. And I know I love seeing it at HEB right there on the aisle because that's, where I typically shop, just right there because of that main one in Conroe. But I love that you're all over the place and growing. And certainly it'll be great to see you at Target. So what are one of the things that you love most about some of your ugly sweater events each year?
Just people are, a lot of people do their own thing. A lot of people are really creative. It's kind of fun to see what people come up with. So.
No, that blows my mind too. I love how much. So is it usually like the girls or the guys you think that bring the most?
I've seen both. I mean, now some of the guys get into it too.
Yeah.
They do. So it's just a good time. It's sit around, have some laughs,
And I love the potluck idea because I love people that, first of all, anyone that can cook. I mean, hey, gonna take it. And then to be able to just, come in and see everybody's ideas on what their spin is for what would be good. And you always get, the dips and all the sides. It's so great. And of course, in our great area, some meat, which is nice. Meat lovers.
Then we got, I got beyond that next Friday. Every month we have an IPA release.
Okay.
Of a different IPA. So this coming Friday, will be Mongoose Slayer, which is our double IPA. So big IPA, 9% IPA.
What is that? Remind our listeners and me what IPA is.
India Pale Ale.
Oh.
This is a double, so it's an Imperial India Pale Ale.
Okay.
So it means it's just bigger, more malt, more alcohol, bigger beer, more hops. So very hoppy, very, very
Higher alcohol content.
tasty. Yeah, 9%. So
Ding, ding,
it's
ding,
up
ding,
there.
ding. I'm sorry.
It
Go ahead.
just takes less.
Nice.
So
No, well, and plus that sounds like a full
It is.
beverage. So I'd love to try
An
that.
Imperial is more malty. It's a bigger beer. Although it's more hoppy, it's a more balanced because there's more malt in it, more beer, more flavor.
Okay.
It's good beer. Next month, January 12th, every January we do King of Terrors. That's our big stout. That's our 15% stout. It's in the tank right now. It's 15%, but it's also not just a stout. It's then again vanilla beans, cocoa nibs, big beer, very tasty. That's a ticketed event that we only do it once a year. We always do something special. This year it's going to be in 3-liter Magnum bottles, like the giant champagne bottles.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
We have a limited number of those we're going to do, so it keeps it fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay.
Kind of
Yeah,
a
if you're
collectible
taking
thing.
requests, go ahead and put me down for one of those babies, man. I want to try it, especially 15 in a pretty bottle.
You better get a few of your friends.
Oh, good times.
It's a big bottle. Yeah.
How fun. You down?
probably not.
Oh, boo. Yeah. Probably not. No. Well, that is really great. And I that's what is another great thing about Copperhead Brewery. If you just tune in, and we've got Mark here with the team, he is filling us in on everything coming up. Of course, they've got their ugly sweater event going on tomorrow, but then he's reminding us each month they come out with something different. They coming out with a new beverage, or I keep saying a new beverage, a new beer.
New adult beverage.
A new adult beverage every month, but also that you have these events on a monthly basis just so you can have like something in addition to being open. I mean, they're not only open for the events, they're open every day, right? Every day.
Well,
Yeah.
Tuesday through Saturday.
Tuesday through Saturday. I was about to say, I don't know about Sundays. Sometimes up here, the Sundays days are closed. Anyway, yeah. Well, and I know when I went there, I am getting better at the beer, guys. But I love my coffee. Going back to adulting, but I like to think of it like the stronger, fuller beers or something I like. So, do you think that that'd be like a good? How do you quiz people on what they like? Remember, because how I went I was like, I'm telling them a few things I like, and they were able to just match me with the perfect
Yeah,
one.
I mean, it's everybody's different, but yeah, just find out what kind of styles they like or what they go for. Usually we have something that'll work.
So we've got the blondes are the lightest, right? And then what are the levels again?
Well, our blonde is our lightest beer. Then you go up to like our IPA striker. Medusa is a big Belgian strong.
Medusa does give off the strong connotation.
It's a big beer. We've had a few Medusa incidents, and then we go into like our stouts. Black Venom's our big stout. And
That's right. That's right.
then we do our specialty beers for every month. So.
See, I love that. The specialty stuff. Just like you said, you've got something coming up for this event tomorrow. You've got something that it's going to be a special on tap, correct?
Yep, it's called Sleigh Ride.
I love it. I mean, it's this kind of stuff that I love in the season, that all these new creations. And, this is not just in your backyard kind of making beer. This is a straight up bona fide beauty of a business. And you get to go and enjoy, like watching the bar and enjoy all the people around. Plus, you can catch it at the grocery store. So that's what I love about Copperhead Brewery. And when we went in there, y'all were so friendly, even though I don't know what I'm doing with drinking. Certainly made a mess in the back. But your team was sweet, and they're like, come on, I'll show you the right way, and then, we'll clean up after you, which is always nice.
We do a lot of cleanup.
And I was kidding with him before, but because remember I told you I was running late. Usually 4 or 5 hours is good enough. And Mark was like, that's what my typical is and I know being in the business that yes, operating hours are one thing when you bring in people or have people come in to enjoy the everything on tap, all the beverages I keep saying, but you are there all the time. Yes, you and the team.
Yeah, the tap room open is a very small part of our hours. Yeah, we're there a little longer than that most times.
Yeah, and it's one of the great things that I love is you'll hear me say it all the time, their footprint, smaller spot than you would think, that produces and distributes all this that you hear at all the grocery stores, right? You were saying H-E-B, your Randall's, going to Target. I mean, everywhere, places in Austin's, it's amazing the things that y'all turn out, especially because seeing all those tanks and, of course, getting the lesson because I didn't know the fermentation time or fermentation. Fermentation. Thank you. See, it takes a team.
It's close.
Yeah. I do it on purpose so we can all, But yeah, I think it's something that I thought it was, just a day or two. But you're saying sometimes it ranges from, was it 2 weeks at least?
It's more like 3 weeks to a month. Usually.
3 weeks to a month? That is wild. I love it.
From brewing to packaging, yeah.
So just personally, what's your favorite kind of beer? And what do you look forward to, like certain seasonal ones? Just because I know taste is different for everybody, right?
My go-to beer is Striker or IPA. Mm-hmm. I like hops.
Okay.
I like a lot of hops. What we've been doing every month with the IPAs is the last 3 months we've done basically there's two kinds of IPAs. There's East Coast style and West Coast style. West Coast is where it originated. The American version of IPA originated, which is really hoppy, in your face, maybe a little on the bitter side.
Right.
But some of us really like that. I'm one of them. Then East Coast style started, they call them hazy IPAs or juicy IPAs. It's all the hops but no bittering hop at all. So it's very hoppy, but it's very smooth hoppy.
I want to try that.
Yeah, they're growing on me. I originally was like, that's okay, it's not my thing, but yeah, they're
it's
really,
like a muted full.
It's really hoppy. It's double dry hopped.
I like how you call it juicy.
It is. Well, it is. It's almost like juice sometimes.
I just like how you're like juicy IPA. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
you had me there. Let me try
So
that.
that's what we rotate every month. So the first month we did it, I guess 3-4 months ago, was Feeding Frenzy, wonderful beer, and then we went to single hop. So Citradicted was a straight Citra hop. So people who are into hops or home brewing, if you really wanted to know what that one hop tasted like, that beer was only hopped with one hop, Citra, all the way through from brewing to dry hopping. And the last one, Alpha Serpentis, was strictly Galaxy, and that's where the name came from. Since it's only Galaxy hop, you're trying to come up with a name. It's like, well, Sirius is a dog star, or a snake star. And it's like, no, but there's a snake constellation, which is Alpha Serpentis. So
I'm wondering. I'm like, please take me on that journey. Where'd you get there?
Yeah, so it ties together. You know, you got to get creative.
He could tell by my eyes because I'm like, what?
What? Where did it go?
Hold on, new word, ding, ding, ding. No, that is wild. Okay, so cool because it's something. Again, it's the team is serious about it. Yes, it's their passion, but they also take it to the next level. They don't just throw out, like, hey, Jim's, drink for the week or something like that. You'll actually go through and kind of dissect it. It's the beauty. It's kind of the art of what you're making, correct?
Without a doubt. Yeah, it's all the way through. You know, if you're doing that, the artwork all the way through is made for specific beer.
Yeah.
And then Friday, the double IPA will come out, Mongoose Slayer. The artwork on that's amazing. Anybody who wants to check that out, go to our Facebook page.
For real.
We got a young lady in England who does all our artwork. She's crazy. The artwork on this is amazing.
Nice. I cannot wait to see it. And that's another great thing, too, because, again, going back to being able to not only brew, manufacture everything, artwork in-house. I mean, everything in the essence of, yes, you work with other teams, but it's nothing that you just more or less give out to somebody else. I mean, these are decisions you and the team make in-house. You cover a huge footprint in the sense of your reach and distribution, but it's all intimate and like part of, you and your core team that make all these decisions, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of thought goes into it. You just don't throw something together. I mean,
yeah, well, and plus you're not just, more or less giving it to somebody else and saying, okay, just give me the end product so we can have it to do X, Y, Z. It's like you're right there in the thick of it, every decision.
yeah, these are really well thought out, I think, and really well made.
Yeah, no, I've loved it there and really enjoyed it. And I know that I want to try some of those seasonal, just like I hit up my coffee seasonal. I would love to try some of the beer because you were saying the cinnamon and the vanilla. I mean, these are things that, okay, yeah, I'm a layman. I don't drink a lot. So I don't think of these things in alcohol. And I bet it just has a great.
Well, yeah, that's in our big stout. And you like coffee.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, our stout, the malt is coffee malt.
Yeah.
There's chocolate and coffee malts in there. So it has that flavor that's not in it, but it's from the roasted barley.
Man.
And then you add cinnamon and vanilla to it.
Man, you're talking
Pretty-
my
pretty-
language.
pretty tasty.
I know. I'm all, I love it. It's like Shakespeare over here, hearing all the chocolate, the cinnamon. I'm like, all right, I want to try some of that. Anyway, adult beverages, yes. So inform our listeners, when can they check out, if they want to go by the brewery, what are your operating hours?
We are open Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday through Friday is 4 to 7. Tappers open 4 to 7. Saturday noon to 8.
Okay.
And then like this Sunday, since we have the special event, be 4 to 8.
That's right, listeners. Tomorrow, 4 to 8, right here off of, I'm not Dallas Street. I'm sorry.
Galveston.
Galveston.
is my front door.
Yeah. But they're right off of Fraser. If you go down Fraser, take a right on Galveston, you'll see them right there. And it is a great brewery that you can even go in and enjoy. And I've even requested like a whole flight of tasters, right? And you offer those for those that patrons that are looking a little bit of nibble everywhere.
Yeah, we'll give everybody a taste of everything so they can see what they like.
I love those little flight things that y'all make sometimes because I love the little cups. And plus, when you're trying just to try to find out the one you want, it helps you get a whole sampling of them and get to enjoy those. And then also to, before you commit to your big one.
Yeah, and then we sit down and talk about it too as you try them. If we're there, we got the time, and we'll sit down and talk about it and try to find out what you like, what you don't like.
No, and we got special treatment, of course, I think, because when our first time touring with you, you were able to really give us the story, which adds just to the beauty of the taste, really. But then your team, too, they're so well informed. Like, everybody knows. It's not just, hey, we need somebody here. I mean, everyone knows about the business and the taste and what some of the response. And I know that seems auto. You're like, yeah, that's how it should be.
The
But
team, all three of us, yeah.
it's crazy to be able to, well, and I say that just because when I go in and I'm talking to a bartender, sometimes they're like, yeah, do you want this? Well, I don't know. What do you want? Kind of thing. They just kind of throw it back at you. You don't get the one-on-one kind of care that you do at your bar. So I love it because I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. And I need that guidance.
That's right.
That's right. So, listeners, if you're just tuning in, again, Mark with Copperhead Brewery right here in Conroe. Got to check them out. Particular tomorrow is their Ugly Sweater event, and it's going to be from 4 to 8, right? And you can check them out on Facebook, also their website, Copperhead Brewery. And then on Facebook, it's Copperhead Brewery, correct?
Correct.
Just search for them in Conroe, and you'll find them. Great team there, and just great operations. So you're going to want to check them out. And the Jenga's fun in the back. And they don't get too mad when you knock things over, which is nice.
Jenga's supposed to fall over.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, yes,
There's
I
a
almost.
time when it's supposed to fall over.
Is there a time? Okay. Well, she's going to get me. Okay, Mark, I hope you'll stick around because I have something coming up next, and I can't help, but I need you. I need your help.
Okay.
Are you going to stick around? All right. Everybody stay tuned. It's Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Merideth.